My question is on the issue of mandatory driver's training, the Moving Ahead for Progress in the 21st Century Act, or MAP 21, which was signed into law by President Obama in 2012, required the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration to establish minimum training requirements for individuals seeking a commercial driver's license or CDL, including behind-the-wheel training. Safety groups and labor organizations and owner-operators have all expressed support for mandated number of minimum hours of behind-the-wheel training. Is your agency currently working on issuing a rule to mandate enhanced driver's training? And in your opinion, is there a need for mandatory driver's training?
The entry-level driver training rule, as it's called, is an example of what is a labor-intensive, but we think beneficial process that's called negotiated rulemaking. It's included representatives from the trucking industry, bus, insurance industry, state law enforcement, state licensing agencies, and safety advocacy groups to come to some consensus about how we move forward to both incorporate mandatory training, because we all agreed that that would be a good thing in the commercial vehicle space. The minimum number of hours, which I think is the nut of your question, was not included in the final rule. But we do think that it's important that entry-level drivers obtain this mandatory training, and that is scheduled. We are on target for January of 2020, where CDL applicants will have to obtain entry-level driver training from registered training providers who comply with the FMCSA's training standards, and state driver licensing agencies must confirm completion of that required training before they issue or upgrading a license. I think that's a great first step. What we heard back during the discussions was that, and this is a lot from the schools and the companies, they say, look, so you may get some drivers that are really prepared. So it's an arbitrary time frame is not really helpful. Some drivers may require more training, some require very little. And I can tell you as a motor vehicle commissioner, we see that in the testing, that some people come in very well prepared and able to pass the exams very quickly, and in other cases it takes multiple tries. So I think this is a good first step.
So to be clear, in 2020, will it be goal progress training? So if you meet the objectives you have completed, or will it be the mandatory number of hours in 2020 that will be mandated?
What's mandated would be that you take the entry level training from a registered training provider,
yes,
not a minimum number of hours.
Okay. Thank you.
Mr. Lamalfa.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.